y'all, welcome back to the vlog. Yeah, it's Sunday already. So we're about to do a recap of season 3, episode 3 of The Shy. So, listen, this episode was pretty good. Like we got some more information. Y'all, I got to see Miss Ethel. I was worried about where Miss Ethel was. I kind of figured she was in a nursing home, but we'll get to that part. So yeah, y'all, this episode we are still looking for Keisha. Yeah, and the producer or the writer or whatever, however it goes, y'all know I'm not really, uh, I'm not one of those people that knows all these characters' names, the actors' names, and the writers' names, and the producers' names. I know a little bit of information. I know that there is a female that wrote the show, but I'm glad that she has touched on this important part about finding the missing black girls that are coming up missing, through sex trafficking. And let me just move this light over here. It's always in my video some kind of way. But anyway, bringing up the issue of finding our girls. And so, in the beginning of this episode, so let's just start in the beginning. In the beginning of this episode, Keisha's mom is still looking for her. At this point, Keisha's been missing for a week. So Keisha, her mom and her stepmom, she's got her mom's wife, are still looking for her. And also Kevin's still looking for her. And you guys remember on my last video, I mentioned that okay, so Kevin's still looking for his sister, and Kevin enlists Jake's brother Trig. I called that man Dre or something the whole last video that I made. I called his name was something else, but his name is Trig. And I was calling him something else the whole last video I filmed. But y'all knew who I was talking about. So Jake's brother that has been introduced to us this season has now been enlisted by Jake and Kevin to help find and Imani as well. Imani has she has a heart. So, she's like, we got to help your brother and find Keisha. We got to help your brother help his friend find Keisha. And Trig is like, I'm not helping anybody that's not family. And Jake is like, first of all, bro, you barely family. I don't know you. And you got to get back. He was telling Kevin that Trig is trying to get back in my good graces. Because I was thinking too, also last episode, why doesn't Jake enlist the help of Duda? Because Duda is a gang member. He can make moves. He runs the gang. He's a gang member pretty much, but he's got his hands in kind of all kind of pots. He's political. It's almost like a Power type of, if y'all watch Power, he's got that type of vibe going on where he's got his hands in the political arena. He's got his hands in the streets. And he's got his hands in the business, financial, the economic arena. So Duda's got his hands in a lot of different places. So I would feel like he would be able to pull some strings and help find Keisha before Duda would be able to help find Keisha before Trig will be able to. But Kevin knows, kids thinking the way kids do. Kevin's like, well, my brother's trying to get back into my life, and this is a way to help build that bond, is to help me now. That's how his brother was thinking. So when he approached his brother, I already knew that his brother was gonna agree to help find Keisha for Jake and Kevin, because his brother is using this as an opportunity to bond with Jake and rebuild and rekindle that relationship. So yeah, that's where we start. That's where we start off in the episode 3. And then we've also got Keisha's mom going to these groups and things to enlist the services of the community to also help find her daughter. And when she does this, she finds out that this is the thing that kills me about people, okay? This is the thing that kills me about Christians too, or anybody of any religion that comes with the judgment, you know. Because if you watch the episode, you'll see that when Keisha's mom went to the group to get some help, the group where other moms are mourning because their kids are either missing or have been killed, or, you know, their lives have been taken on these streets, they're sitting there, instead of strategizing a way to help find this young brown girl, they're sitting here judging her because she has a fake Instagram page where she's got little risque pictures, you know. She's taking some pictures showing, you know, a little something. But we already knew Keisha was fast. And then, you know, her mom, at this point, remember in the last episode when I said her mom is like, oh, I know my daughter and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, you didn't know your daughter was having sex with the coach at her basketball team, at her high school, the track coach. You didn't know Keisha was sleeping around with Emmitt. Hold on, let me take a sip of my drink. Y'all, it's early. I'm drinking a little bit of coffee. She got somewhere to go, clearly, because I'm dressed. But anyhow, you know, she didn't really know everything that her children were doing, and she wasn't watching them as closely as she believed that she was. So, you know, when she finds out that her daughter has a fake Instagram page with all these risque pictures on it, she's taken back, and she's like, oh, you know, I thought I raised her better, and X, Y, and Z, and why, you know, she's judging. And then Dre, Keisha's stepmom, Keisha's mom's wife, is like, hold on now, this is not the time for us to be judging her, you know, on some pictures. I don't care if she had a picture with a dick in her mouth. We still gonna look for her. And I felt that, you know what I'm saying? Because I have an adult daughter now. I have an adult child, y'all. It's crazy. I have an adult child and I have a 1-year-old. Like, what was I thinking? But anyway, I felt that, and I was like, you know, these kids, they do things, and they look for attention, and the girl is 18. I don't want to say that's expected of her, but like, kind of, I mean, I guess, you know, I remember having a MySpace page, and I wasn't that active for some reason. This is not about me, forget about that. But anyway, anyways, Keisha's mom starts questioning her parenting skills. And I'm like, you know, now I was wondering when that was going to happen, because now you're finding out the girl had a fake Instagram page. I know my daughter's fake Instagram page. I've been found out about it. And when I seen some pictures on there, I came and showed it to her and was like, what is this? I don't, you know, like, you know, I try to have that relationship with her where she feels comfortable. I know she's not going to always feel comfortable talking to me about her sexuality and how she's feeling and how she wants to look, and what type of attention that she needs or wants, the type of attention that she wants. But I still try to have those. I still have those conversations with her, and even with myself. If I'm feeling insecure about some things, I'll go and talk to her about it, so that way there's an open dialogue, and that she knows that she can come and talk to me. And I also let her know that I'm going to spaz out first, and then I'm going to calm down, and then we can talk about it. But first I'm going to spaz out. But don't let that discourage you. But Keisha, her mom starts taking a look at herself, and she starts noticing that, you know, I do work a lot. I've been working a lot, and royalties up doing something. She probably needs some attention. These girls and their attention. But yeah, she's like starting to question her parenting skills, and she's getting into it with Dre, her wife, about her parenting skills. And she starts asking her wife, like, you know, am I a good parent? Do you think I'm a good parent? Because how could I let this happen? So I was wondering when that scene was going to happen. So that happened in this episode, and that was something that I thought was important to bring up in the recap, because a lot of parents, if you are a parent of a teenager, you do kind of wonder, like, where did I go wrong with you? Like, who raised you? I mean, I try, and like, you keep on doing some not so smart stuff. So like, where did I go wrong with you? Where did I go right with you? What's right with you, child? I know I told you that. I know I taught you better than that. But yeah, that was an important part of the show that I thought I would touch on. And so another scene that was, let's just quickly touch on. I have noticed that Papa and Maisha have been getting real close. Like Papa's gonna be a good guy, I guess. You know, I hope he doesn't run into some trifling girls that make him change who he is. But solid people are just solid people. So if he should change anything, it's just gonna be how he deals with people. You know, he's gonna guard his heart a little bit more. But I have noticed that Papa, since Jake and Kevin are now going to school on the north side, Papa has been getting very close with Maisha. So next, let's touch on the relationship with Tiffany and Emmitt, okay? So last episode, I mentioned that the show is really got us in our feelings about Tiffany. Like, we really feeling some type of way about Tiffany. This show has really gotten us to where we are feeling like we're disliking her. And I'm not sure we're disliking her. You know, they're getting us to dislike her because they're getting ready to dismiss her, excuse her from Emmitt's life. Or are they having us, dislike her because Emmitt, so that we don't feel away when Emmitt takes down Diamond. And that girl's name is Diamond, y'all. I was calling her Dominique all my last recap. So Lala's character, her name is Diamond. So I'm like, is Emmitt now, is the show making us feel some type of way about Tiffany, Emmitt's baby mama, so that way we don't feel away when Emmitt starts sleeping around with Diamond, if he hasn't already slept with Diamond, because I'm really getting those vibes. I think Diamond and Emmitt then already been there and done that. And it's going to keep on happening for, until the course, until it's no longer fun. So even in this episode, Tiffany and Emmitt are no longer in the apartment. And this is like, I was like, Emmitt needs to get rid of Tiffany. I know that's his baby mama, and I know people like, you need to stay together for the kids, but Emmitt already has 4 kids. He's not with any of his baby moms. And this baby mom, I feel like he needs to get rid of. He done worked himself into finding his own place. His mom pushed him out the nest. He found his own place. He started his own business, and then he was doing well. And then here comes Tiffany. Tiffany moves in. She's selling weed. Come to find out, she the person that's selling weed. You remember I was like, she in the house bottling up weed? She's selling weed. I'm like, okay, so if you selling weed, how did y'all end up getting put out of the place? You selling weed, of course, he has his business. He's an entrepreneur. That's an up and down type of thing, but he's going to be making money, and then he's selling food. So statistically, when you're selling, running a restaurant, it could take a few years. Any business takes a few years before your profit margin is starting to increase. So anyhow, yeah, so come to find out, she's selling drugs, and she's still treating Emmitt like, he's nothing, but she's still there, wants to be with him, or she doesn't really want to be with him. He's just there. He's there. They, like I said, the last season, they just need each other. And it's convenient for them. They need each other. It's convenient. That's his baby moms, let's just see how this all works out. It's pretty much what they were doing. So they get kicked out of their place. They end up moving with Emmitt's mom. Emmitt's mom's like, you know what, y'all can come live with me because it's dangerous out here. I want y'all to be safe. So she lets them live with her, but Tiffany in there acting a fool at his mama house. She in there yelling at Emmitt. Then she was yelling at Jada, Miss Jackson. She yelling at Emmitt's mama, Miss Jackson, talking about some, because Emmitt was supposed to take EJ, their son, to school, because Tiffany said she was going to work. I'm like, where are you going to work at selling weed? What do you mean you got to be to work at a certain time? I'm like, is weed legal in Chicago? I don't know if weed is legal or not, but She was like, I gotta go to work, and you said you was taking EJ to daycare, so you need to be getting up, taking them to daycare. So Jada got up and was like, look, I told y'all it was not going to be any of that yelling and stuff in my house. I'll just take Emmitt to daycare. And Tiffany was like, this is the problem. You always babying him. He don't never grow up. And I was like, well, first of all, Jada already put him out the house, pushed him out of the nest. And he found his own way. And then when he started messing around with you, he done lost it all. And I'm like, that's just how it is. Like, somebody that has nothing will help you lose everything. And this girl, she's selling drugs. She talking to him crazy. Who raised her? It's like, girl, who raised you? And Emmitt, he has to get rid of her. I'm not saying because you're not with her don't mean that you're not taking care of your child. I'm saying that you need to cut ties with this woman because y'all are going in two separate, you can't go in two separate directions and still be together. It's just not going to work. But yeah, that's what happened in the next, in this episode with Emmitt and with Tiffany. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen throughout the season. Do y'all think that Tiffany is either going to leave Emmitt, or Emmitt's going to leave her? Because Emmitt already told her, like, you can leave. He was like, you can go. He already told her she can go. And you got to be mindful and listen to people and what they say, and especially men and women, anyone. You got to listen to what people say and how they say it. He already told her she can go. So when he said that, it was like, okay, he really doesn't really want to be with her. They're just, what I said, the explanation that I gave already. So that's just that on that. Okay, so the next key point that I'm going to talk about, because I can't really, I want to go over the whole show with y'all, but y'all might, I'm pretty sure you watched it. And I'm still new to show recaps, so I be wanting to talk about the whole show. Like, girl, come on, let's talk about it, girl. We got to talk about it. That last video was like an hour long. So anyway, let's talk about Ronnie. So Ronnie has been selling cans and everything, and the lady that works at the place where he's selling cans, she keeps trying to get with Ronnie. She's like, she flirting with him. She basically told him to come get it. Like, she was like, I don't mind doing a little community service. And I was like, okay, you want that community dick? That's not what you want. You lay down with dogs. You know what they say, when you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And then another thing, you know how I said you have to listen to what people say? Ronnie told the woman that I have a situation going on. I'm not really interested in talking to anybody right now, and he was like, and I don't want no pity pussy anyway. He was like, I don't want, don't be trying to sleep with me. He was like, that's beneath him. He is not interested in that. But that woman, she should listen to what that man said. The man said that he's not available for a relationship right now. But, she's got her little predatory behavior going on. She like, I know you homeless. I was like, you trying to sleep with a homeless man? Like, baby, like, what's going on in Chicago? Jada out here acting crazy. Now the lady that's collecting the money for the cans and, that works at the recycling place is trying to sleep with Ronnie. So that's what's going on with Ronnie. Then Ronnie also visits his grandma. So Ronnie visits his grandma, and I'm like, yes, Miss Ethel, where you been at? I like feisty old people, y'all. Feisty old people be cracking me up. So he goes to visit Miss Ethel. Miss Ethel's like, you ain't my grandson. Y'all remember y'all watched that? She was like, my grandson is a warrior. Her Miss Ethel's memory has gotten really bad. So what is that called? Dementia or something? I'm not sure. Whatever that disease is called where you start having memory problems. So, yeah, girl, Miss Ethel is like, you're not my grandson, and these batteries and this TV is not working, and really it's her cell phone or whatever. But, yeah, Miss Ethel is now in a home, and it looks like a cheap nursing home, somewhere where I feel like Miss Ethel was very good to Ronnie, and Ronnie should... that should be his charge. His charge before was to take care of his grandma. And I guess he lost the spark or whatever he had there. to continue to take care of his grandmother. So he's now looking for a new charge, and his new charge this season is to help find Keisha. So yeah, that's what's going on with Ronnie. And Ronnie may have lost his enthusiasm for taking care of his grandmother, but in the last recap, I mentioned that Ronnie only feels good when he has a charge, and his charge is to take care of somebody. When he went to go see Miss Ethel, that reminded me of Ronnie's character and what his character stands for. Like, Ronnie is a veteran, so and his grandmother holds him to that regard, even with her dementia or her memory loss. She still holds him to that high regard, that he is a warrior and that he's a war hero, and that he's a hero. So he walks around searching. He's only satisfied. His character is only going to be satisfied and fulfilled in life if he is seen as a hero, a warrior. So that's why his charge is to take care of Keisha and figure out where Keisha is. Where, like I said, I feel like his he could be a hero just making sure that his grandma, his elder, is taken care of properly. At least he is still going to go see her while she's in a nursing home, and he helped her out. But yeah, that part of this episode did remind me and help me clarify my thoughts on Ronnie and why he lives his life the way that he does. Then at the end of the episode, did y'all notice that? Who was that white guy? Like, that white guy that I seen makes me want to go back and watch all of the episodes to see if I missed something. Because was this white guy, was he in any of the older episodes? Like, where is he from? Is he one of the cops? I don't recognize that white guy. But he was at Keisha's vigil, and Ronnie noticed him. And from all the little cop shows and stuff that I watch, and how they put things together, it's not uncommon for the perpetrator or the person that has the person in captivity or has murdered the person, or may have murdered Keisha. It wouldn't be uncommon for them to appear at the visual, to see what's going on. They got to stay in the know. So it wouldn't be uncommon for him to be there. It wouldn't not make sense for him to be there. And Ronnie did notice that he was there, and he started chasing the guy, and the guy ran off. And I'm like, why is this guy running off? I'm really want to see the next episode, because I want to know what's going on with this white guy. And is Ronnie? I don't think Ronnie caught him, but they ended the episode, so I don't know if Ronnie caught him. But who do y'all think that white guy is? Has he been in any of the other episodes? I don't know. But that's pretty much what's going on with Ronnie. And then Ronnie got beat up. People are still not letting him live after he killed Cookie. People catch him on the street and they beating him up because he's a bum, and also they know that he killed that little boy. So his past transgressions are still, and they're not even so much past. His transgressions are still at the forefront of his life, and that's something that that burden, I guess, is what he's using this charge to find Keisha in order to relieve that burden, but we'll see. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with Trig and Imani this season. So Trig, well, not this season, but this episode. So Trig and Imani. Trig goes over, I know I talked about this in the beginning, where Jake enlists Trig's help to go find Keisha over at the trap house. So the disturbing thing about this episode is that when Trig and Imani go up in the house, there are actually girls that's in there. Do you remember that girl that said, if she is here, it ain't by choice? So those girls said that they had basically been kidnapped, and they were being sex trafficked. And it was there were black men in this house sex trafficking black girls. Okay? That part of the episode made me sick, and I was like, wow, like, what the hell is going on? Like, they're not making this up. It has to be true. I believe that any show, any movie, there has to be some truth to it. Nothing is just made up out of thin air. Anyhow, and sex trafficking is real. Excuse me, sweetheart. Come on from over there. So, y'all, this the baby. This my baby. This Miss Royalty Brooks. Miss Royalty. So, yeah, they go in the house and these girls are drugged up, and they're looking for Keisha, and Imani starts to get in her feelings, and she's like, no, we gotta say, she's thinking like, oh my God, like these girls, they walk in on some girls being raped, and Imani wants to save these girls, what anybody that has any type of conscience would want to do seeing something like that. I mean, me just watching it, I wanted to save them. But then when they leave the house, because Keisha's not there, so they end up leaving the house. When they leave the house, Imani's like, we got to go back and save them. And Trig is like, and where we going to take them? Who's going to feed them? What we going to do with them after we save them? And it just reminded me of, I'm not saying don't save the girls, but y'all girls have to listen to your parents, because when you end up, you can end up in situations like this, bad situations like this. I'm sure that these girls, a lot of them that were kidnapped and in that house, they have families that are looking for them, but were they doing everything that they could do to keep themselves safe, from these predators? Because these are probably girls from the neighborhood. Ain't no telling where these girls are from, actually. But, and I'm not saying it's these girls' fault. I'm not putting the blame on these little girls or their parents. But I know one time, because people, for some reason, feel comfortable telling me things. And it's like strangers will come and tell me things. There was this one lady, I was in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta. And this lady came up to me and she said, you know what? I thought she was about to ask me for some money. So I was sitting there like, Lord, she about to ask me for some money. So I'm thinking in my head, like, how much change do I got on me? So I can get her out of my face. But she started talking to me and she was like, you know what? You know where Simpson Road is? And I was like, I don't know about Simpson Road. I don't know nothing about Simpson Road. I've been living in Atlanta for 15 years. Excuse me, ma'am. Don't do that. Don't come in here doing that. I've been living in Atlanta for 15 years, but I'm not from Atlanta. So things like that, you have to be from Atlanta to know about things like that. So I was like, I don't know about Simpson Road. So she was like, yeah, when I was 13, I was out here on Simpson Road. I was selling myself. I had a pimp. And I was like, well, how did you get out here to be doing all of that? She was like, I was addicted to Molly, from the age of 13. I'm like, how did that happen? She was like, well, my mom was real strict. We weren't getting along. And I would be running away. So she was like, one time I ran away for like 2 weeks at a time. I was like, you was gone for 2 weeks? I'm thinking in my head, like, you was gone for 2 weeks? Lord have mercy. Like, I can only imagine how her mom was feeling. Like, where's my baby at? She been gone for 2 weeks. So she was like, yeah, I was gone for 2 weeks. And when I came back to the house, my mom had moved. And I didn't know where she moved at. Didn't nobody know where she moved at. So I was just out here homeless. And I was living with a man. And he was giving me drugs and stuff. But, I was also sleeping with a lot of people. And then I ran away from him. And I was sleeping behind a dumpster. And just, sleeping with random people just so I can get some drugs. She was like, yeah, I lost a whole lot of weight. And she was just talking to me. You know how recovered crackheads be? Or people that, that be clean. They kind of have there's something about them. They kind of have a real shameless attitude about them. They gonna tell it how it is, and they gonna say what they want to say. They kind of just real shameless, and they've kind of done so much and been through so much that it is what it is. They don't have too much regard for them. I don't want to say regard for themselves, because they recovered, so they do have some regard. But if you know, you know. If you know, put it in the comments what I'm trying to say. If you know, you know. If you ever been around a recovered drug addict or crackhead and they just say whatever, like your drunk uncle, they say whatever it is, they don't have no coof, okay? They don't have no type of tact. Well, I don't want to say they're tactless, but anyway, that's the vibe that I was getting from her. So I knew she was telling the truth. And she said, "Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you." She just talked to me. She was like, "I just wanted to talk to you." And that's what those girls reminded me of. I was like, see, this is how these girls end up in these situations sometimes, because they're not listening to their parents. And then their parents, as a parent, it gets tough. Because even with my daughter, it's been times that I just wanted to give up. And I'm like, I can't give up, on her. I got to keep fighting for her because she keeps doing stupid stuff. But, I have to protect her. It takes a lot of strength to be a parent. And you have to keep on protecting these kids. You have to keep on telling them the same thing over and over. You have to keep on being the bad guy to them, but the good guy overall. So, yeah, big ups to the parents out there, especially parents of these teenage girls, Lord, and these teenage boys. Put a prayer out there for us, because Lord knows it is a task to keep that spirit that you have to keep protecting these kids, even when they're fighting against you and not listening to you and things like that. But yeah, so I think that's about it for this episode. Diamond ends up. Let me touch on that real quick. So Diamond ends up still cooking with Emmitt. She shows up at Sunny's. Y'all, was happy to see Sunny. I was happy to see Sunny this episode because I was missing Sunny. I was like, where's Sunny at? I ain't seen Sunny. And you know who else I haven't seen? I haven't seen Sunny's brother. What's going on with him? It seems like after Reg died, Sunny's brother was like no longer needed in the picture or something. I don't know, because he was looking for who killed his son. So we still haven't really resolved that either. So, that part, are we going to get the ending? That's why I would like for this show to continue. I hope and pray that the producers figure out what it is that they need to figure out to have this show continue, and that this is not the last season. It's a really good show. I would compare it to being as good as Power. I would put it on that level. It's just, it's in my opinion. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but yeah, it was good to see Sunny. And Diamond shows up at Sunny's restaurant. It was like, this chicken a little dry. I said what I said. I was like, ooh wee. So Diamond's a little feisty. I like Diamond. I like her character so far. And she told Emmitt she didn't like the rest of them. So y'all, she in here tearing stuff up. So yeah, and Diamond, but you know what? While Diamond was, because in that episode they were cooking food and they had got a huge order, and Diamond was like, I can't fulfill this order. I'm just like a home cook. I don't really cook for this large amount of people. So that's when I was like, Emmitt be having these great ideas, but he's just not, they don't be complete ideas. Like, he don't think it all the way through. He's a very emotional type of person. He wants to do it, but he's got to, he needs some type of mentorship. He needs a mentor at this point, because he's got the drive and the stamina, but he needs some direction. So I was like, while Diamond was showing up at Sunny's talking about this chicken is dry, she should have been at home prepping food and getting ready for a large, getting ready to feed a large amount of people. And like, y'all just pretty much opened the whole restaurant. And what were they thinking? I'm not sure what they were thinking, but and I don't even know. And Sunny doesn't even know that they doing this. I was like, nah, that's already wrong too. So I was like, Diamond is Diamond ain't thinking right either. Like she, as much as I liked her character, I was like, this just ain't right. This ain't gonna work. Diamond is too grown to be sneaking inside of somebody's restaurant to help Emmitt do this, and she don't know what she doing either, because if she knew what she was doing, she would have been at home prepping food. But anyway, let me see what else I want to talk about from this episode. That might be it. Okay, so and one other thing that I would like to bring up is that part where Emmett, not when Jake and Kevin were in class, and Kevin wasn't really paying attention because he's concerned about his sister, and the other black girl that's in their class, because they're the minority at this school, of course. In the north side, they're the minority. It's only a handful of black people. But one thing that I did not like about this episode, and we can argue in the comments. I mean, you tell me how you really feel in the comments, but the notion of black women or black people having to be stronger than what just stronger than everything else and more superior, having to prove ourselves more than anyone else only because we are a different race, makes me sick, and I am tired. Like, personally, I am tired. Like, just because somebody is quit saying strong black person, strong black woman, because when you put that title on us, it automatically puts us in a position to where we should be able to handle anything that comes to us because we're strong. We can take we can take all this pushback and all this opposition and all this neglect and this struggle because we're strong, and we can do it. So when she told Kevin, and then it was the girl that approached the man, and it's like, quit putting these women, quit perpetuating that image that us black women got to take care of these black men. No, it's time for these black men to step up and take care of us black women. That's something that I did not like about this episode. When the little girl, then I'm like, and y'all got the babies doing it. She walking around crocheting, I'm a strong black woman. Yeah, okay, boo-boo. And you're a king and all that, trying to uplift the brother. And I'm just like, stop it. Let's just, I don't want to go there with it. Please don't take us there with it. I know we already, people probably feel a way about the transgender thing been introducing into this season, and Keisha's mom is gay. She's married to another woman. That is something I don't care about. You love who you love. I don't have no judgment. As long as you're being honest about it, if you're transgender, you let another man know that you were a man before you were a woman. But that part just really threw me. It really blew me when she was like, we got to be 10 times better than them. No. They not 10 times better than us. They're mediocre. They're just mediocre. There's mediocre people and there's people who aren't. And she done came and turned my light off. And I'm not going out of my way to impress anyone. I shouldn't have to, And it's just, if y'all feel what I'm saying, make sure you sound off in the comments. But yeah. So I think that how do y'all feel about Emmitt not giving Keisha's mom her fake Instagram page, like withholding that information? I was like, y'all still think this is a game? Why would you not give, Jada had to tell Emmitt, Emmitt's mom, Jada, had to tell him, like, quit playing. I know that you got that information because I seen you looking on her fake Instagram page. Like, you need to give up that information. But how do y'all feel about him still thinking like he's out here hanging up flyers and he's out here helping, wearing t-shirts to say that Keisha's missing, but he's still withholding information. How do y'all feel about that? That upsetted me about Emmitt this episode. I was like, why are you playing games? So that was a little bit something that upsetted me about the this episode. But yeah, y'all. And then I want to know, where are the police officers from the last seasons? What are they doing? I believe that I seen that they're going to be back in this season because they're going to try to re-arrest Ronnie. But you remember the one cop that Ronnie was his CI? On the last season, his wife was pregnant. Well, she thought she was pregnant. She was late. So I wonder if that's going to reappear in this season. But yeah, y'all. I think that's about it for this season. I hope y'all enjoyed the recap. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Y'all, it's been real. Y'all be easy. Peace.